When the GPT-4 AI model launched, they showed off the ability of AI vision models to read text, like take a picture of even bad handwritten text, and it can read it. And my mind immediately jumped to OCR and how this is just better than OCR in every way for extracting things from receipts, from bills, from tax documents. And it seemed like it was just a matter of time until these vision models became really helpful for accountants. Well, good news, gang. That time, it's here. It's today.
It's hip, it's now.
It's happening. Today I want to show you how unbelievably good automated invoice extraction has gotten with AI, with some wild examples, thanks to today's sponsor, Makers Hub. It's a demo day. Basically, we're just gonna throw absurdly complex invoices at the machine until it breaks. But then when it does break, how you can train it yourself to ensure that it never makes the same mistake again. Honestly, that's it. That's the video. So let's meet invoice number 1, but already it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's actually 63 Home Depot invoices and credits in a 68-page PDF. Oh my gosh, my entire afternoon. Wrong. It does have to process though. I'm gonna get some coffee. It's done. Okay, it's now processed all those invoices. I'm not sure how long it took. I wasn't even away a minute. I came back and it was done. So look at this, a whole pile of invoices, all parsed out of a single file. And it's processed not just the vendor, not just the invoice total. It's processing thousands of line items of detail for me. Now I'm gonna hit review to check out the details. We've got vendor details, invoice numbers, individual line items. Look at all these. Payment terms. Think of how much time that just saved me on 60 something Home Depot invoices. Okay, that's nice for you. My clients use a lot more than Home Depot. Your move. Okay, how's this? I did that, I can do that with my mouth. Isn't that good?
Cringe.
Honestly, it's easy with Makers Hub. Now it's processed this as an invoice group since it was a single file. I'll hop in here and it's automatically identified what all of the separate files are. I can review each one. Just look how much detail it pulled here. I can click the blue button to flip through each one. Flip, 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 flip. Even this handwritten one. You kidding me? It can read handwriting. Yep. I know, somehow it read bunch casa, but you'll notice this one's actually a receipt because your client somehow doesn't understand the difference and can't be bothered to separate them. Come on, Gary. I'll go to actions, move to receipts, and down here I can even set the payment method, so when I approve, it pushes back to the accounting file with the correct payment method. We having fun yet? More. You know what's really cool about this? Why tech change is an opportunity for accountants? Because this is a real life arbitrage opportunity. I had a client with a super messy inventory receiving process, and this was probably half a person's job. Keying in line item detail to manage inventory, but this client was always staffing constrained. They were in a small town and struggled to find people who would come work for them. With a tool like Makers Hub, my firm, I can come in and say, we're gonna take this work off your hands, and they're gonna be like, sweet, because this person I've got doing this work right now, I've got 100 other things I would rather have them do. But in a period of rapid tech change, like what's happening right now with AI, you're gonna find a ton of opportunities like this with your clients. Okay, a couple other really cool examples, and one I found that actually breaks Makers Hub. Look at this one. This is just a big sweaty carpet bill. I'm uploading these, but normally invoices would just be emailed into the system. Now the person I got this invoice from, they literally could not read this without putting a ruler across it because this text is so dense and hard to follow. Now when Makers Hub processes it, you'll see it couldn't determine the vendor because the entire corner of the document was missing. Come on, Gary. You can't find good help anymore. It's a new vendor, so I'll say add a new vendor. And when I plop these details in here, it's gonna sync all that straight back to QuickBooks. And even though this thing's a monster to read, it correctly extracted all the specifics, all the line item detail. Because when Makers Hub encounters weirdly formatted stuff, like I got another one here. Look at this guy. Item number and description are smooshed together into a single column. But on the Makers Hub side, it pulled out the item number into its own column. No problem, didn't even break a sweat. It excels at handling all the dumb and surprising ways that companies send invoices that you never expect. In fact, look at the columns on this invoice. List price, multiplier, net price. What's that even mean? Makers Hub made sense of it all and pulled the correct unit price. Here's another dumb one. Why is this an invoice if it has a negative total? It's actually a credit for returned products. But Makers Hub, it grabbed all the items correctly, even carving out the sales tax. Now all I have to do is hit approve and all the details get pushed back to QuickBooks. It'll even decode and apply payment terms, which can get kind of hairy and actually like equate to real money for your clients. So this one, for example, this invoice is 10%, 10-day, net 30. Makers Hub has picked it up here, no problem. It's actually identifying this as a duplicate because I was playing with this invoice earlier. It's a demo account, but if I hop over to pay the bills, I come over here to accounts payable, open this up. Terms are shown here. I hit apply, and it not only changes the payment amount, it sets the payment date according to the deadline for that reduced payment amount. That's pretty cool, right? But I want to show you one more thing. That it got wrong. It actually did it totally fine for me because it had been fixed before. I'm gonna show you a video from the first time when it got it wrong. You'll see the name on the invoice is Glass and Mirror Craft LLC, but in my QuickBooks, I don't have a vendor by that name, I just have Glass and Mirror. It's probably this one, I'm gonna select it. And now every time it sees Glass and Mirror Craft LLC in the future, it's going to automatically make that association. Now, one other thing it actually missed down here, it's actually calling it out. It performs various checks on itself to make sure it got everything. And it's determined that the line items don't foot to the total that it extracted. The difference is 203.24, and it looks like that's this surcharge. I'm gonna add an item. I type surcharge, and look, it actually already identified the surcharge item from the invoice, but because it's never seen this before, it didn't know how to push it back to QuickBooks. So I'll add the surcharge, and then come down here and set up an integration mapping back to the accounting file. I'll go to chart of accounts and say anytime the description is surcharge, map it to the surcharge account in QuickBooks. If you go down here to the OCR utility now, you'll see under OCR training, the glass and mirror fix we made and the surcharge fix. So when we flip to the next glass and mirror bill, automatically just applied both of those fixes. You see the vendor name up top and down here the surcharge. You will now never have to fix those things again, which is why when I just tried to demo it here, it actually worked totally fine. Pretty darn cool, gang. This is the power of AI vision models. It is AI making our lives easier because for clients with messy accounts payable, oh my gosh, is this such a time-consuming, error-prone process. Props to Makers Hub, who's pushing the boundaries of what's possible here, creating frankly a great opportunity for accounting firms to offer a mega profitable service to their clients. Pretty cool, right? This has been a demo day where we do wee little 5-minute demos of some of the coolest tech for accounting firms, and I'll share a playlist of other demo days that I think you're gonna love. Some super rad stuff that'll help you run a more profitable firm.